Alright, it's 3:20. Means it's 4:20 in Colorado. So if you got one, spark up. Alright. So today we are going to be doing something a little different. We are going to be discussing masks. First, we're going to start off with the video from as the one you see here to the right, the CNN doctor lady. We're going to hear what she says about masks.
I would say that if you choose to go, make sure that you're vaccinated and boosted. We should be keeping the events that are safe, and also the events that have fun for people too. We can't be canceling everything, especially if we're going to be living with COVID for the foreseeable future. I would say that if
that was a big statement right there. We're gonna be living with COVID for the foreseeable future. A lot of people aren't trying to grasp that or accept that reality. There's a lot of people who think that once we just get everybody juiced up, it goes away. No, that's not how it happens. Because at the end of the day, the companies in charge of making this shit, they're greedy. Which means even if it was possible to juice everyone in the world and make the virus go away, which one is just, there's no scientific evidence to suggest that will happen, especially considering people with the juice can still get it and transmit it, which means it can still mutate and eventually, avoid the juice. But then there's the issue of these companies are too greedy. They're not trying to release the patent so that anybody can make the shit. They're raising the prices now that we've started going into boosters. And, for them, this is a big money grab. The one company about to make $35 billion just this year, just off the juice. Do you think they want it to go away? If they can rack up $35 billion a year, have their product mandated, so you gotta get that shit twice a year. See the end game and how they trying to play you. But let's get back to this lady.
you choose to go, make sure that you're vaccinated and boosted. Make sure that you're wearing a mask, even though it's outdoors. If there are lots of people packed around you, wearing a 3-ply surgical mask. Don't wear a cloth mask. Cloth masks are little more than facial decorations.
Now, mind you, she said this earlier in the week. Alright, so keep that in mind for the next video we're going to get into, because that one happened days after this lady said this. Now, what pissed me off when I first heard this is sometime in the early summer, I actually was forced to delete. Someone had reported my a tweet I made where I said something similar. Someone reported it. I was forced to delete it and got suspended for 24 hours. But here we are. Probably, 5-6 months later, and she's saying the same, not word for word same thing, but I specified that the cloth and the blue, the homemade cloth and the little cheap blue masks, they're worthless. And she just said it. They're little more than facial decorations. And where they really showed their hand for me, because they haven't done any real double-blind studies for this with this particular bug. The only studies they use to say that they work involve mannequins, which is mannequin can't catch or spread a fucking anyways. But where they sold out or showed their hand for me was the first summer, because I live in the Pacific Northwest, and that's towards the end of that summer. I was literally surrounded by wildfires. I had wildfires to the east, wildfires to the west, wildfires to the north, wildfires to the south. It was a little hectic and nerve wracking. I had go bags packed just in case, because I'm on the outskirts of the city, but there is like a very wooded trail, like that goes right past my backyard. So, I'm not in this area, especially considering how many homeless people live out there. A different part of the trail had went up in flames already as a result of a homeless encampment. So it was a possibility. So that was nerve wracking. But what they said on the news, local news, was that our masks that we're wearing for the stupid 19 would not protect us from the smoke particles, from the wildfire smoke. Which was interesting to me when I heard that. So, being the curious little bee I am, I went online, looked up the size comparison between, looked up the size of wildfire smoke particles compared to viral particles, in particular the stupid 19 particles. And when you took the images, you know, to scale, that were scaled up to a size that you can actually see them, each multiplied at the same level, it was like looking at a golf ball, the bug, next to a basketball, the smoke particles. Which that right there told me, if, you know, these cloth masks and these other masks aren't protecting me from the basketball, how the fuck are they helping me with the golf ball? You know. Then I would later hear other doctors and virologists and stuff say, I forgot the one particular name where the example he made was taking a handful of sand and throwing at a chain link fence. He said that's what they were like. But that was actually earlier in the summer. I believe it was pretty much that I took a direct quote from him. That was in the tweet that got me so that was like a whole year later. That was the whole tweet. That was the tweet that got me suspended. But let's go ahead.
There's no place for them in light of Omicron.
I want her to say.
Surgical mask. Don't wear a cloth mask. Cloth masks are little more than facial decorations. There's no place for them in light of Omicron. And so wear a high quality mask, at least a 3-ply surgical mask. And if you're going to be visiting elderly relatives or immunocompromised people after, wait 3 days, get tested, and then.
Now, what I want to do is I'm actually going to be finding ways. I'm going to email it to the governor. I want these mask mandates either send everybody N95 masks or end the mandates. Because if all we're doing is walking around with little facial decorations, which I don't wear masks. If a place tells me to put one on, I just leave. Most of the places I go, I am not required. Some of the places I just get curbside pickup. Like at my own job, I don't. No. Because, again, I long understood there was no science backing this. This was just compliance. It was actually this doctor. I should have looked it up earlier. But she said we need the masks to be the carrot to get them to because when they started telling people the people who got the juice, oh, you got to put the mask back on. She was like, we needed that carrot to get more people to get the juice. If we tell them, look, you get the juice, you can take the mask off. That was the carrot. There's always been a carrot. And now, New York, he went as de Blasio, he went as far as saying, we're going to tie your paycheck to your juice status. Lightfoot in Chicago. We're going to, she said it's designed to inconvenient those who haven't got the juice. It's worse in other countries, but we're not far out. Um, and again, it's, you know, if you are at risk, by all means, go get the juice. But you still got to oppose the mandates. Because if we allow the mandates, then comes the next step, which is going to be the passports. People aren't going to want to carry around those big cards. They get damaged, they get lost. So then they're going to come out with the passports on the phones, um, and the digital IDs and all that stuff. I've already done a video in that. Look at my rants playlist. It is in there where I talk about the digital IDs. Problem with phones: people lose them. People get phones stolen. People break phones. So then they're going to roll out what they're already working on in Sweden. I did a video on that as well in the rants. Go check it out. Then they're going to say, all right, well, look, since we people are losing phones and breaking phones, we're going to put all this information that you had on this app, and we're going to put it on this chip and put it in your arm. Because it's a lot harder to lose an arm than it is to lose a phone. And if you get mauled by a bear and you lose your arm, then you're kind of fucked. But, the chances of that, opposed to having a phone broken or stolen, is minimal. And then there's the social credit score, which they're already kind of doing with how they have with some of these mandates that they're doing, where if you got the juice, you can live, you can do this, you can do that. If you don't have the juice, you can't. That's already a social credit score in its own. So they're slowly guiding us there. If that's what you want, is government dictating everything you can or can't do based on your ability to listen to them and live how they want you to live, then hey, things are headed in the right direction. But if you like the idea of liberty and free will, you need to start speaking up, telling other people, stop going to places that have these mandates. You gotta they're just enforcing it. But if their revenue starts getting hit by it, these are the interests that will typically be able to influence politicians. If all these businesses see a massive spike or a massive cut in their revenue, like people showing up and, when you say, hey, do you got your juice cart? They just, and turn around. When enough people go to these places and do that, and they see it hit their bottom line, these places are going to start applying pressure to the politicians. Someone's got to make their money. Then they just have to outbid. Now, another reason to oppose these mandates is you are mandating products that are going to make big pharma billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. Hundreds of billions every 4 years. Now, there's a lot of people out there who want things like Medicare for all. Big Pharma is one of the things keeping you from getting that. So you supporting them having their products mandated, that's going to guarantee them these hundreds of billions of dollars every year or every couple of years. That's a lot of money they're going to be able to spend to make sure you don't get the policies you want. Or even met where at least, even if we don't get Medicare for all, like if they find a way to negotiate drug prices down or something like that, this money will get used to make sure you never get that. So be careful what you wish for. And then there's the fact that this just really has no benefit for anybody. Remember, it's the illusion that they're free. Because if they're free, how are they making all these billions of dollars? They're using our tax dollars. So we're paying for it one way or another. Um, you know. But like I said, we just got to oppose the mandates. Um, Now again, this happened early in the week. And then this video came from yesterday.
I'm eating and I can drink your ass up. Don't you dare talk to me like that. You stand your ass up. Stand your ass up.
Sit down, Karen.
Karen?
You're a goddamn Karen.
No.
Sit down. Sit down,
Sit
Karen.
down, pussy.
Pussy, no, you're the pussy.
Oh, no, you're the dick.
Do you want the police to meet you on the ground?
What about him?
Now the best part about this is, now I've heard that the guy was eating, and that's why he didn't have his mask on. I haven't seen the evidence to support that, because you can't see if he has food in front of him, or whatever have you. So I haven't seen any evidence to back it, but that is the alleged reason why he didn't have one. Now, however, the Karen, as he so pointed out, has hers pulled down and is having the audacity to yell at them for not having his on. And it's like this the whole video. Let's keep going. The whole video. She does not have.
Mask up.
Put your mask
Mask up. Tell him
You
to
got your
mask
mask down, bitch.
Sir,
Did you call me bitch?
Yes, I did.
stop it again.
Now you're going to jail. That's assault. You're going to jail. As soon as we get Atlanta, you're going to jail. Bitch. Karen. Hey, spit on you. Now you're double going to jail. Bitch.
So, yeah. No. So, yeah. They, you know, this dude talked her out of her right to fly. Cause you hit somebody and spit in somebody's face on a plane, you gonna be on a no-fly list. All over her mask that she's still not wearing. And she's cussing this man out. You know, maybe if she would have had hers on, it would have been only one charge, just punching him in the face, because she wouldn't have been able to spit in his. But that's also the other irony. Like her thing is, you know, you gotta have your mask on so you don't spread germs, and then spits in the man's face, which spreads germs. Oh shoot.
Bitch.
You fucking piece of shit.
Piece of pussy. Sit down, Karen.
Fuck you.
Sit down, Karen. Sit down, fucking Karen. Look, she punched me. She
Put your
slashed my
fucking
face.
mask on. Tell him to put his mask on. Put your fucking
She
mask
punched
on.
me. She scratched my face. I wanted to fuck
Put
out
your
of here.
fucking mask on. Put your fucking mask
Put
on.
yours on, bitch. Put yours on, bitch.
Sorry, my brother FaceTimed me. But yeah, he almost fucked up going for her mask. He should just let her keep digging her own grave. But
I will put my mask on. I will put my mask on when you put your mask on. Thank you.
and then the end result for
She
her
went
stupid-
crazy on the airplane. Punched this man in the face, spit on him, scratched him, pour hot water on my leg.
Yeah. All this over a mask. Which I know she gotta be one of those who watch CNN. Otherwise, you wouldn't be this fucking scared. Like how she missed the doctor lady saying, you know, it's a facial decoration. You're walking around with a facial decoration. But she's still fucking, People calling her the mask carrier. Fuck no, that's a mask Nazi right there. Like, and there's been plenty of them in different places. I've seen there's the one guy in Target who was just following this lady around, pointing at her, trying to publicly shame her. Seen all types of videos of people arguing, fighting over someone being masked or not masked. Shit, at my job, one customer told another customer he's supposed to have a mask on, and dude cussed him out. And then when he left, he just kind of like backed his car up, parked along at the front of the building sideways, and was just staring in the still just staring at the dude. So dude fucking said, "Hold on 1 minute." He was being helped. He said, "Hold on 1 second." Went to the door, told him, he said, "Yeah, I'll be done in 5 minutes. Wait right here." Came back in, got the rest of his stuff, and right as he was paying, dude pulled the fuck off. But yeah, some people, and again, they're just blindly listening to someone who had originally, and people will say he lied the first time. And Dr. Fraud, she's one of the people who even said he was lying the first time. He didn't use the L word, but I don't think so. Because again, it coincides with what the doctor lady just said. They weren't helping. So yeah, do your homework before you act like a crazy person in public. Question everything. Do your research. And look at the studies from both sides, because there's always going to be studies that conflict each other. Read the studies, see which one makes most sense to you. I get it. Not everybody is a scientist or virologist or epidemiologist. But logic, when you read through everything, some things will just seem logical when explained in full detail. Some things will come off as logical, especially if you go through and there's a word or something you don't understand. You go through, look it up, see what it is, then you understand what it is. Because if the MSM had it their way, this would be half the country acting like this right here. And the other half would be the complete opposite. And they try to push us into that direction. Now again, I haven't met anybody who hits me with this type of encounter. However, I don't lash out at employees just doing their job. When it means putting on a mask. Granted, when it goes forward and they start enforcing the vaccines, or the juice. Never mind, I did not say that word. When they start pushing the juice mandates, then I won't fight with them, but like in both situations, I won't give them my money either, and I will encourage others to do the same. Because again, once the business interests start getting hit, they're going to apply pressure, especially because right now it's not federally done. We do gotta find something to do about the federal mandates, strikes, whatever have you. Hope it gets through in the courts and gets shut down. But yeah, we gotta find other means to, resist those ones. I think strikes are gonna have to be the thing. Well, actually, yeah. Like even if you got your juice, yeah, like I said, it doesn't end here. You know, it doesn't end here. Even if everybody gets the juice, it doesn't end here. Because then it's gonna be boosters. How many boosters? I mean, like, and my aunt is actually, I don't know if she'd ever go like this, but, you know, her and my grandmother just jumped on me yesterday about my juice status. And when I hit her with, like, what? Get the juice every 6 months for the rest of my life? She goes, well, yeah, if that's what it takes. Like, that's insane to me. That just sounds like someone's about to make a whole lot of money. I mean, maybe when I'm older, unhealthier, more at risk, then I'll think about it. By then I will have been able to visually see long-term studies for myself. And, but right now, my health state, my age, I'm not at high risk. And there's the fact that I believe I already had it and I don't even know. Because when my roommate's son came over, he had we found out, several days later that he had the stupid 19 when he was over at the house, because we knew he was sick. We just didn't know from what. She brought him to his father's the next day, and he found out and just, decided to not pass the message. But, I had pretty direct contact with him. Didn't get it. Didn't get sick. So, but yeah. Let me know what you think about the masked Nazi. Have you, if you have an experience with one of these people, go ahead, do tell. If you are one of these people, please tell why. And keep in mind what the First Lady said. Little more than a facial decoration. So you gonna have to do some gymnastics to justify this type of behavior, especially after that came out. But yeah, still, I'm still interested to hear as to why you would be for this. If you have ideas on what we should do, to avoid the next steps, by all means, drop those. If you support all the steps, all the way up to everyone being chipped, keeping in mind that, if they control all that, and you voice dissent, you may like who's in charge now and what they're doing. But if, like, for example, if you are a liberal, if you like what it is going on and you like the idea of this, if another Trump type, who I know you despise and are terrified of, were to get into office, he will have those controls. That's what people fail to realize. Like, they think they're, like, that supporting this hurts their political rival, so that's good. Support it, cheer it on. But then when their political rivals get a hold of the same mechanism and it's used against them, then it's a fucking problem. But again, this is just managed theatrics. And I got a little off topic again. But go ahead. Like I said, let me know your thoughts. Anything going forward. If you have other things like this you want me to check out, let me know. Other than that, thanks for watching. Y'all have a nice night. Stay blazing.